She's just very unproductive.
Probably not getting a lot of
She
jobs.
just sits around the house and
She
doesn't
looks
do
too
anything.
old. Yeah, just a frumpy old lady. Would, though.
Brunch.
Hit it, boys! Welcome to season 3 then, bruv.
Hello.
Hello.
What the fuck was that? I see your...
you did like the, hello and welcome, so I just I heightened it.
Okay. I see you're fully on the Bruv Train.
Oh, God, yeah.
We saw the Kingsman. That helps explain that. We'll be reviewing that today.
You caught that right.
Yeah.
Within 1 hour of me seeing Kingsman, you sniffed it out. You were like, you're saying bruv a lot.
Yes. That was a takeaway from my movie. It was like, oh man, these guys say bruv a lot.
Well, so again, this is where you miss out not being quite as cultured as me and not having gone through a serious phase of being into UK battle rap. That's how I know a lot of things. That's how when Nas on fucking
The
Night of was like, who the fuck is that guy? Whoa, wait a second. And when fucking Roan from Barstool,
yeah,
have I said this on here? I had no idea those were the same people, and then they started doing the This Week thing, and I was like, that is fucking Roan from King of the Dot. So I was on years ago, Patrick got me into it. And Patrick and I are big fans of that shit. Me, Patrick, my friend Miles, we're huge into the fucking UK battle rap. So
every time you say that to somebody, because I've heard you say that out in public, I just can't help but laugh.
It's a real that's number 2 weird things about me. Number 1, it is fucking ascended up the fucking rankings. I told you about this right as it started happening. I say beep in the car while I'm driving. I did it this morning and it was fucking awesome. I did so instead of beeping my horn, I say beep beep. By myself.
Do you do it by accident or you do it on purpose?
I think the first time it was by accident, and it fucking tickled me. I was like, that is fucking, that's a this guy's becoming a crazy person sign. Yeah. But I think it's fucking awesome. So, this morning I did a beep beep, please go.
Next step, murder.
Right, yeah. But I do it with people in the car. It's
that's wild.
And it's not I think to do it. It's just instinctively. So that's by far the number 1 fucking weird thing about me. But number 2 is that I'm seriously into UK battle rap, and there's definitely an audience for it. It's fucking great. I can honestly give you guys a fucking playlist of fucking videos to watch. Roan is actually in one of the really, really good ones. He was in a compliments battle against Shuffle T and Marlo. They're my favorite team.
Marlo from The Wire, Marlo Stanfield.
So I knew Marlo, the British battle rapper, before I watched The Wire. So when I watched The Wire, I was like, oh, cool, good for that guy. He's got a neat little name. But Roan and those guys did a compliments battle, which is exactly what it sounds like. You go against each other and you only say nice things, but it's kind of presented
done in the style of a rap battle,
right? Yeah. So
that's awesome.
There's a move they mix in. It's called Bad Bars, where you're intentionally being as corny and bad as you can be. So they do a visual bad bar against Roan and his partner, where they take out a pen and a pad, and they're like, when you guys battled each other, you both won, and they put down 2 1s, and they say, because you're an 11 out of 10.
That's so stupid.
It's so fucking good, and it's just really creative. It's if you've watched the This Week things, it's very similar to that, where he's kind of working the same muscle that they work in that, which is very, very, very clever wordplay. Mm-hmm. Definitely not particularly good actual rap or music, but it's just really, really smart. So anyway, they do a lot of bruv in that, and with the thing go skrat at the end when he's like, "You dundo, bruv."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I hear you. You're speaking my language. They do that a ton in Kingsman.
So what is that, like bro in England or something?
Like brother.
Yeah, they just mix brother and love.
So that's why I like it. It's like a little kind of cute thing. And I call people babe.
Yeah.
Indiscriminately.
Yes.
If you're my fucking mom, if you're my friend, whatever. I think I actually stole that from Felger. Felger calls everybody babe. I think that it's nice to call like
bruv.
Yeah. Or in fucking what's the awesome movie? The Grand Budapest Hotel. Mm-hmm. How the guy calls everybody darling.
Yes.
I think that's fucking awesome.
I'm not going to call anybody darling. It's a big. I'm not a big terms of affection person.
Yeah.
But like darling is
that actually brings me to a it's Monday and people are pissed, bruv, because this morning I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go out and spend, throw a little money around at the old Dunkin' Donuts, and in the drive-thru, I placed my order. It's a large black iced for those of you following along at home.
Ooh, remember that time when you said you didn't like iced coffee and it brought nothing to the table?
Yeah. Again, I'm fucking like. I don't want to say man enough because I
goes against everything that this podcast stands
for.
Right,
like I'm adult enough to say, yeah, I was wrong there. Black iced coffee, very, very good. Awesome thing, rules. You know what's even better than black iced coffee? Throw a little splash of that sweet Italian cream in there, have a little party.
Hey, I'm Italian if you didn't know.
You are. Ooh. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, boppa-da-boopy to you, sir. So, placed my order. Mind my own business, and guess what the woman fucking called me? She said, will there be anything else? And I said, nope, just black iced coffee for me. I'm a little skinny boy. And she said, okay, drive up, buddy. And I was...
I'd be boiling inside.
I'll tell you, I'm not a big terms of endearment guy.
That's not a term of endearment.
They can actually scare me off. Like, on a first date one time, I was called baby, and I was like, well, this is going fucking absolutely nowhere right now. But there is, and this is me being a little, like, triggered fucking right-winger right now, I like the casual sexual harassment that exists in the service industry. I think that it's funny, like, when you order something, if someone's like, okay, honey, like, that's so fucking weird. Like, if we went out a couple times and then you called me honey, I'd be like, why is she calling me honey so soon?
That is true. I mean, remember when we went to Chicago and we got the video at the hot dog stand, and the lady behind the counter, like, of Buy Big Cat?
Oh yeah,
and she was
like in sex mode, right? Completely. She was like ready for
anytime Big Cat's name is thrown around in Chicago, just immediate sex mode.
Apparently, like she was fucking ready to go. And what did she say? She was like, "I'm gonna strip for these boys."
Yes, she was all about it. But I kind of agree with you in the like anytime a service industry person just like, well, it's got to be a woman because anytime it's a guy, it's just automatically creepy.
Yeah.
Sorry to set that double standard, but it exists.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like anytime like a woman in the service industry is like, okay, honey. I'm like, yes, extra tip.
Right. Yeah. I think that there are grounds for when that kind of light sexual harassment is okay. I remember I was working on a group project in college, and I wasn't friends with any of the people in the group. Like, I wasn't interested in them. I don't think any of us were interested in each other. We were just trying to fucking get it done. And this one girl in the group, she was very nice. She just called everybody hun, and I thought that was a nice little touch. She would say, like, oh, I'll email that to you, hun. And it kind of made my day.
I could see that. There's a real fine line there.
I think that basically when it's clearly not a romantic situation, right, that's when it's okay.
Like in the fast food line.
Right. That's when it's okay to kind of like spice things up a little bit.
You know that they're doing it to make their day a little bit more interesting.
Right. But I mean, if you drop like a serious like honey, it's like, all right, well then I guess we have to fucking discuss what this is. Right. Calling each other fucking honey now.
So you responded well to the buddy in the Dunkin' Donuts line.
No, I was fucking triggered.
Okay.
I hated it. Like I said, I want that sexual harassment.
You want that? Oh, like so you felt like Buddy was not sexual harassment.
Yeah.
No,
Typically not.
No, I know. I was just trying to clarify that because you only got into like things that you love after that little.
I was gonna say I don't know what kind of crazy relationships you're in where you're just fucking calling
buddy.
significant others buddies left and right. Yeah, although I think that I talked about the time that I kissed one of my male friends goodbye. I think that there was like a buddy there. It was like, all right, see you later, bro. Like dab, like a little like 9-second smooch.
Did I share the story on the podcast about like when I just like kissed my friend goodbye like a couple weeks ago?
No.
Yeah, I did that. Like we were at a party and like my buddy is like the goofiest person in the world, and so like we were drunk, we were leaving the party, and I was just like, all right, see you, pal. And I just like kissed him on the lips and then just walked away.
Dude, yeah, that's fucking
a great
awesome.
move.
That's exactly what I did with my friend. I thought it was so fucking funny. And then the next day after that, I was really fucking drunk for that. But the next day after that, one of my friends posted like a picture of the whole group, and she was like, like good times, great friends, or whatever, and everyone's smiling. And you know when like a dog is in that kind of mode where it's like I'm trying to bite something and it's just got its fucking mouth open. Emilio, my sister's dog, is going through his terrible twos right now, and he's doing that. Like if you go to pet him, he's just like and in that picture I was just like kissing air. I was just like my fucking mouth was out, like tongue like emerging. It was just like I was, quite frankly, I was asking for it.
So that was probable cause.
Right. So I saw that picture and I like tagged like my friend who I kissed, and I was like, hey man, so looks like that was going to happen one way or a fucking another.
You were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like you just happened to be fucking you just happened to be standing in front of me. I was going to kiss something. Yeah, but dude, that's a fucking great move.
It's a great move. I would highly recommend it to any of my male friends.
And not to like, be and not it's
because that's making an exit.
Exactly. And like there's no way to really classify that, because if you do it as like the like, hey, look, we're kissing like gay, then that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you don't bring any attention to it. You just try to sneak it by.
In a fucking unassuming way. And that's why I thought it was...
And like you don't make a big deal of it after you do it either. You just do it and you walk away.
Right.
And you just kind of leave everybody being like, what just happened?
Yeah. When my friend and I did it, like I think that we were both kind of on the same page, because like I said, like we just like dapped each other up, like quick little like make out, see you later. And I think that like we were both fucking like biting our tongues as we were walking away, trying not to crack up, because my friends who observed it were like, what the fuck? Like, so it's just a fun little, just bad boy shit again.
Bad boy shit. Kiss your guy friends on the mouth after you leave a party.
Yeah, that's
hell yeah.
Did you really party if you didn't kiss one of your male friends on the mouth afterwards?
Did you really party if you didn't up your body count?
Yeah,
with your friends.
So that's a story of a woman calling me buddy at Dunkin' Donuts. Money and people are. What do we gotta say?
We gotta say we're on the CLNS radio app.
Oh yes, I believe we don't have a read for DraftKings this week. But here's the thing: DraftKings had told us, look, here's some reads. If you want to do reads, that's fine. We're attaching them. But you guys are natural dudes. Just like you play DraftKings, make mention of it. Like, you know, use this code as much or as little as you want to. It's very, very casual. We just want to be in the picture. And I was like, yeah, cool. That makes sense. But reads are so fucking cool that we just fucking got into them. So this will be the kind of more natural encouragement that if you do play DraftKings, toss in that promo code brunch. It benefits us. It benefits you. It's
people are actually not believing us that we have an actual partnership with DraftKings.
I love
people
that.
People are very skeptical
because we've threatened to lie or to
just make up ads.
Yeah, to just like steal sponsors. I mean, God, Devour has been bought because of us. You know?
Yes.
And they never fucking paid us.
I know. Yeah, but like honestly, if you don't believe us, go to DraftKings.com and use promo code brunch.
Yeah.
And you'll find out that partnership is for real.
And the cool thing is they send us a little statement saying like kind of how the promo code's doing. And when they sent one last week, I was like, huh. And I texted you. I was like, people have actually used the promo code brunch, and kind of a lot of them. So thank you very much. That helps us stock that fucking store, helps us give you crazy sales like the recent Fiverr sale that we had.
Oh, yeah, that Fiverr sale. The shit was flying off the shelves.
It actually, that worked.
I know it did. That's the funniest part. But people just can't turn down a 5% discount, apparently.
Yeah.
That's the case study that we learned this weekend. In place of an ad read, we should do our own ad read.
Okay. What do you want to read?
We have... Well, we're not going to read anything, but it can be a more natural ad read. We can push
I can
things.
read fucking... Give me something to read.
Okay.
Read any fucking books?
Read our non-existent advertisement about all our new merch.
Nice. Well, what your move should have been there would be, okay, read my lips, bitch. Go to listentobrunch.com/merch. Exclusions may apply. What do they say at the end? What's something?
Something may vary. Exclusions may apply.
Yes. Which we're not about exclusions here.
We're all about inclusion.
Yes. So except for our old merch, we've excluded that
Yes, we have.
Vault
That shit.
fucking whipped its dang out and went
pow, pow,
pow. There's no
And the ting went pow.
All the merch is gone because the vault went pow 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 on it. You don't want that merch. It's very disgusting.
There's a lot of merch that is now just gone forever.
I was giddy. We were going back and forth saying, like, all right, what do we put in the vault? And we just basically one by one just fucking listed everything.
Yes.
Pushed everything in there. Big fucking heavy hitters are gone. The long sleeve, gone. Fucking goals, gone. The Friends black dad hat,
Gone.
That was like a...
That was a tough
Between that
that
and
was
the
like
long
sending your
sleeves-
baby off to college, but instead of it going off to college, you just sent it off to be executed.
You sent it. You put it in a vault. Like
You sent it to a farm upstate.
In Saw 2, when they put Detective Matthews' kid in a vault, and when they keep asking, "Where's the boy? Where's the child?" he keeps saying, "He's in a safe place."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That. I don't want to get your hopes up. By the way,
I think that Jigsaw was quote unquote dying.
Yes.
He wasn't, but I wish that he was there because then he could have pointed at them and been like, "Huh?"
I don't want to get your hopes up. By the way, but I got a nice little email this week. Someone said, "Hey, saw you guys have been talking about Saw a lot lately on your podcast.
Yeah.
I know a producer. Do you want me to get you in touch with him so that you guys can talk about Saw?"
Yeah.
And so I said, obviously, yes.
I'm going to talk about Saw either way.
I know. So that could be a future episode.
It would be. I think it would be a less bad look if we're talking about Saw because we've got a guest who's from Saw.
Right.
If we're fucking left to our own devices and we're just fucking talking about Saw, what a weird fucking look. Saw's given us like 19 hours of content to plate.
In 2017, and they haven't even released the new one yet.
I know. Dude, I think
we'll
that the new
goes.
Saw is going to be like
Dope.
exceptionally terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be pretty good because they wouldn't have brought it. Well, yeah, they would have brought it back.
I
but
mean, those movies
I
never
know.
got good again.
I know.
So
I know, but
that was a fucking.
but they did take like a
decline.
little bit of a break.
Yeah.
So they kind of got. This was a time to get their shit together, collect themselves, and then maybe not put out something that is complete dog shit.
It's fucking
We'll see.
wild. Every year they were just fucking
I know.
rifling out. I don't know if it's like a fucking Lord of the Rings type thing where they just had like a bunch in the can.
No, they
And
definitely didn't.
It would be great if they did like get everybody together and they were like, all right, let's bang out 7 movies. Little twist, we're gonna have 6 of them. They're gonna be fucking unwatchable. But let's do it.
Yeah. So the vault is basically full at this point.
Yeah, and we had to do it because Ryan sprung a motherfucking lookbook on us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time that we've had people ask to do lookbooks for us.
Yeah.
Ryan just went ahead and did it, and like he basically walked into our office, our proverbial office.
Yeah.
put his dick on the
Slapped his
desk,
dick on the desk,
and then slammed down a lookbook.
People talk about that a lot. I don't
I don't know where that originated
yes,
from.
that's one of those things where I don't...
That's for sure sexual harassment.
It's the same thing as when people say, like, oh, that's the pot killing the kettle black.
Yeah, like when the fuck did that ever happen?
What does that mean? Like, when was just what?
You got a fucking talking kettle in your kitchen?
Right.
Is that from Beauty and the Beast?
I was going to say, Brave Little Toaster much? Like, what the fuck is that? So... Yeah.
Now we have a shitload of new merch, and it's all unbelievable.
There was, I mean, you should see the shit that we left on the fucking table.
I know.
Other than Ryan's dick.
You might see it at some point because some of the shit we selfishly kept to ourselves.
There was one shirt in particular that was so inappropriate and grounds for getting us sued. So, like adults, we said, hey,
we'll just keep those ourselves.
We're not going to put this for sale, but we're for sure going to order them for ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
It's you'll see us wear it casually. It's like that is capital N, not okay shirt. It totally it could get us sued.
No, it couldn't. I don't think so.
If it uses a picture of somebody, and if that's an actual real picture of that person, then there is just no fucking denying, like, this is the joke that this shirt is making.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can't wait to wear that shirt. But there's a ton of stuff in there now. Also, our website got a nice little coat of paint.
yes, it did.
It did. And
That's me making a face saying, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And acting like, oh.
It now reflects the new art done
Yeah.
by Kathy, which is unbelievable.
She brung the frunkin' ruckus. We've always enjoyed the kind of retro, old school diner kind of look. So it was cool that basically we did 2 seasons of artwork without ever capital G going there.
Yeah.
So we're there now. We're going to implement it.
We're in that space. Like, we're occupying that space now.
Yeah, yeah. And I like it. Like, it doesn't what I like about it is like, we've just chose that kind of look. It's not relevant to what we're talking about. With the exception of
But
like, the podcast being like overhearing 2 idiots at a diner.
Brunch, yes.
Yeah.
And also the diner sounds.
Yeah. We just think it looks cool.
Yeah, that too. But also, in fairness, nothing that we talk about is really relevant to anything.
That's why we're bad boys, because you don't
care.
know where we're gonna fucking go next.
We have to say thank you to, first of all, Kathy, because the artwork is banging.
Yes.
Ryan, our guy Ryan LaFleur.
Yes.
For setting up the store and doing the merch.
Yeah.
That kid's unbelievable.
I know.
He's the best. He's going to be working with us a little bit more.
Yeah.
Moving forward. I'm very excited about it. And also, hey, our guy Dan. We don't mention him very much on this podcast, but I don't even know if we've ever. I think we've probably.
I think to
him
call
once
him
or
an
twice.
unsung hero would be unfair to Ryan and Kathy, because like
They're-
they are also
Yes.
for sure unsung heroes. Like, no matter how much work they do for us, there's no way for us to properly thank them, which is a fucking cliche, but facts are fucking facts, man. Though they do a shitload for us, and
Like, you look at us two, and then you look at the shit that we've put out, like, on the website,
Yeah.
and through the merch and the videos and stuff, and you know that we're not fucking capable of that
Right.
shit.
We're not writing code.
There's somebody else behind the scenes.
Yes. So massive thanks to them. Thanks to our friend Sean Fleming and the boys in Diane Coffee for the new theme song.
Yes.
For the new music. That is some tasty shit.
Yeah, it was a big decision to go away from the theme song because there's not a lot that has stayed. Well, I mean, I guess that's maybe not true, but the theme song came from episode 1.
Yes, right.
So to ditch that was a big decision. But I feel like the new one goes with the diner theme. It has like the jukebox sound at the beginning. I'm very excited about it.
It's a big decision that we made rather flippantly. It was like, hey, should we maybe we change the music for season 3? Yeah. And
And that was like a month ago.
Yeah.
And then we never really kind of
like kicked around some ideas. I don't want to give much away because there's still maybe some kind of changes that may occur, some very exciting changes that may occur. And we kind of settled on this fitting the best. And it's fucking awesome. Diane Coffey fucking rules. So that was the thing. They were going to be involved one way or another, whether it was just to fucking give it away, whether it was like Sean writing and recording an original song, which still might happen. They're busy people. We would definitely have to pay them, and we're figuring out whether we have money and shit like that. But psyched with how this fucking sounds. Like you said, it kind of fits the theme we're going for. And
it kind of happened in a very strange fashion because you added Poor Man Dan to the playlist last week.
Yeah.
I listened to it for the first time. Then when the fucking trumpets came in at the beginning of the song, I was like, hey. And I texted you. I was like, hey, this would be really good for the intro for brunch. And you're like,
yup.
Oh, shit.
Yup. So that's fucking awesome. And yes.
Also, speaking of the playlist, I motion that we change the name of the playlist to the Jukebox.
I
also
motion that you eat a dick, bruv.
I was planning on it anyway, but what do you think about the Jukebox?
Yes, I like it.
Okay,
that's
cool.
the second time I've made that joke to you, where you've said like, hey, you should do this. And then I say, hey, you should eat a dick, bruv.
And I just don't even really acknowledge it.
No, you responded right away. You were like, did you just see Kingsman? And I was like, yeah, bruv. What did you think of Kingsman Part Dos?
I was disappointed.
I was not.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Jesus. So people always say we never disagree on anything.
Yeah.
And 95% of the time, I would say that's probably accurate.
Yeah, I would say higher than that. Yeah.
Okay. Movies, we disagree a lot.
In general, it's weird. I'm definitely a sadder person than you, but I think that I'm more positive when it comes to art. Like I rarely like dislike something.
Okay.
And when I do fucking dislike something,
you hate it.
Hear about it. R.I.P. the fucking Kesha album. But
You also pick really weird movies to dig your heels in and like hate.
What do I hate movie wise?
Love Actually for sure.
Yeah.
But there's been movies in the past where I was like, how did you not? I just really didn't like that. I think you just like to be a contrarian.
Oh no.
I think a lot of the times that's the case.
No way. I think that if I get mad if people if people are either just like kind of going with the flow, or if they arrive at a correct take for the wrong reason.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely wouldn't call myself a contrarian. Like, I consider myself like a contrarian fighter. If I think that someone is just trying to fucking make some noise and they're stupid with how they arrived at that, I want to pick them apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did you like this one?
I thought that it was just as entertaining as the first one.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that it was really, really fucking stupid, and there was a lot of action, and that was basically my takeaway from the first Kingsman.
I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I expected more.
Yeah. Was it not ridiculous enough?
No, it was pretty ridiculous, but I think that they just like built it up to be I think they set my expectations too high. Like when I saw the trailer, like I just expected a lot. You look at the cast. There's what is it? Taron Egerton. What is that his name? Taron.
Yeah, something like that.
Jeff Bridges.
Julianne
Moore. Channing Tatum. The guy from Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and also Colin Firth.
Yes.
So like, and also I think his name is Mark Strong, the bald guy.
Oh yeah, I don't know who that
he's
guy
great.
is.
I like him a lot. But like when I saw that, great cast. The trailers were all great. Looked like great action, and like I didn't have a problem with the action and stuff. It was very entertaining. But I don't know. I felt like it left a lot to be desired. I think that they they could have done more. So, like, my biggest takeaway during the movie, or my first takeaway during the movie, was that they went really in on actor porn.
Oh,
like, with that great cast.
Yeah.
But I think they relied too much on just being like, here's the back of a person, and they turn around, and it's this person.
Right, like you're going to be happy just saying, "Oh, that's so and so,"
and it's just basically they're just being like, "Look who we got,"
right.
And they don't really get the best out of those people,
right? Yeah, I'll actually give you that. Like, but again, I think that's kind of part of the ridiculousness of it. Like Halle Berry, they did lead.
We didn't even mention her. Yeah, she was there in there too.
But I thought she was good. Like,
she was fine.
No character got a chance to be like quote unquote developed, but.
Especially,
again, I don't think you're asking for that in this movie.
Spoiler alert: Channing Tatum in that movie for about 5 minutes.
No, he was.
Yeah,
he was in it for like 7 minutes, but yeah, he was not like he was billed
as being a huge part of that movie.
Right? Yeah, like a big part of the previews was, and Channing Tatum's going to be in this one too, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, yeah. Pedro Pascal was in it more than Channing Tatum was, but. Again,
I love Pedro Pascal, but not his best work.
I have some takes with Pedro Pascal. My biggest one is that it was weird because I'm watching Narcos now. I just finished season 2, and no fucking movie typecasts you like the Kingsman movies, where if you're in the Kingsman or in this movie in the Statesman, then it means you are the fucking best fighter. You get everything done. You never fuck up. And watching that after watching Narcos,
everybody fucks up.
I just couldn't fucking believe Pedro Pascal because like I said, I just finished season 2 of Narcos, and all of season 2 of Narcos is Pedro Pascal getting close to getting the bad guy. They get in a shootout, and that guy gets away. So there were a lot of scenes where Pedro Pascal just goes in and gets shit done, and I'm like, I can't believe this right now. This bad guy is going to somehow get away. So that was my big take with him. I will say that I thought this movie had a better villain than the first Kingsman.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Julianne Moore was better than Samuel L. Jackson. And I don't know if I've said this before, I love Julianne Moore.
Yes, you have said that before for sure.
She fucking rules.
Here's an actual fact from this movie. Elton John is in it more than Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Elton John was good in it, though.
I thought he was okay.
He was a bitch and an asshole, which I think he wasn't billed as playing himself.
He wasn't billed as playing himself? Oh, really?
He was listed as playing Elton John. Which they do that when you're playing a fictionalized version of yourself. So like if you
rather than like as himself,
right? Okay. So if it's like, but to be like this person's ridiculous, that's not actually who he is. Okay. So for example, like I'm sure in Entourage, Seth Green is not himself.
Okay,
like Seth Green,
but like everybody else who is in that show. 98% of them as themselves.
Oh, right. Like when Mark Wahlberg walks by and he's like, hey, Johnny Drama, how come you're being a dick? You're like, yo, that's how Mark Wahlberg acts. What up? But Seth Green is this ridiculous, or Bono, you know?
Okay.
Or Matt Damon's probably the best example, where he's just a fucking bitch the whole time and he's always complaining and he's saying do shit for the kids. So, yeah, Elton John plays Elton John. But I think that that's a lot closer to himself than they're letting on. He's just like fucking miserable and over it. I love, by the way, I'm always fascinated with Elton John's hair because young Elton John, like 70s Elton John, was this skinny fucking bald guy. And you could see where like when his hair would start to grow back, it would only be on the sides. And now he's just this fucking fat dude with a ton of hair. Go fig.
I liked... So basically, the Julianne Moore kidnaps Elton John and basically uses him as her jester, to like entertain me, play a song, and it's funny because at one point they show him like dressed in this very elaborate peacock costume.
Oh yeah,
and like any other situation, you'd be like, oh, that's really mean. They're like humiliating him,
right?
But for Elton John, it was like, oh. He probably already had that. He probably brought it with him.
That's how he fucking dresses.
Yes.
If you guys haven't seen Elton John's concert in Central Park, I watch that shit probably once a month. Have for my entire life. His costumes are fucking unbelievable. His last costume is a full Donald duck. Is Donald the blue one?
I have no idea.
Who's the black one? Not to be racist.
Daffy Duck.
Daffy's the black one. Yeah, he dresses as he has a huge Donald Duck suit. It's fucking enormous. It's ridiculous, and he plays like his last however many songs wearing that, and it's so.
I thought he could have been better in the Kingsman, honestly, I felt like they could have used him better in the Kingsman. I felt like for actor porn, where they kept going back to the well, being like, "Look who we got." They kept going back to Elton John, being like, "Ha, it's Elton John," without really doing much, and I think they play an Elton John song during like one of the fight scenes. Oh yeah,
they play
Saturday's All Right for Fight. Yeah, but it would have been better if they like actually had him playing during that fight scene. I think.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I just think they didn't really utilize him as best they could have. He was just another kind of bullet in the chamber for look who we got.
Yeah, but I did like that. He kind of surpassed the cameo quota.
Yeah.
You know, like he was in it a weird amount because he was definitely in it way too much to be for it to be considered a cameo, and he wasn't quite in it enough to be like he was a supporting actor. But I guess he was.
There's like a happy medium there if you can find one. Do you know that that was originally supposed to be Mark Hamill?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boy, am I fucking glad it was, I was going to say Donald Duck, Elton John instead.
You know who Mark Hamill is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the fucking idiot from fucking Lord of the Rings.
Nice. I'm so glad you did that wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was hoping when you were pausing there, I was like, please say Star Trek. Please say Star Trek.
Fucking Gleep Glop and Floopy-Doo out
fucking
there.
aneurysm.
Yeah. Fucking
I shouldn't even said anything.
LARPing with her fucking nerds. God. Get a fucking life.
Lord of the Kingsman.
Yeah, fucking dumb shit. Here is a take about how much I love Julianne Moore. No person wears a dress like Julianne Moore. Specifically, a dress. Not a fucking cocktail dress. Not like a skimpy little number. Not a fucking gown. Just like a fucking dress. I don't know women's fashion as much as a fucking weirdo like me probably you would think he would. But like just a fucking dress. Like sometimes one of my friends will be wearing a dress, I'll be like, hey, I like that dress. And they'll be like, oh, it's just a fucking maxi dress. Thing? And I'm like, I don't say fucking maxi dress. I don't know what the fuck that is. But just like a straight up dress. Julianne Moore in a fucking dress looks awesome. It's like Kobe Smulders in jeans.
Kobe Smulders in jeans, that she does rock.
Kobe Smulders murders jeans like no one has ever fucking put a gun to the head of jeans and pulled the fucking trigger.
I don't even know how to respond to the Julianne Moore dress thing because one, I know that it's probably not true, and two, I just like I also don't like it's weird that you're saying just a dress and then just naming all the types of dress. And being like, not this kind, not this kind, not this kind,
just
not
like
this
fucking
kind.
Dress.
Just an all-encompassing dress that could have been any of those things.
Like,
so you're just not being specific about it? Like, she can just put on any dress she wants?
No, I'm not saying any dress she wants. Just a fucking straight-up dress.
I think there's not. You went through like 9 dress names, and I think that a regular dress is probably one of those dresses.
I'm saying, like, not a cocktail dress. Not like a tight fucking skin tight like body fucking dress, just like a fucking nice dress. Did you fucking watch this movie?
I did. She had an apron on the whole time.
That is true. She wore a lot of aprons, but she wore a lot of dresses. So those fucking things.
We'll say she killed the apron look.
Yeah, she like I don't know how old she is.
Is that sexist?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you saw her. She was fucking wearing dresses. You've seen her in fucking everything. I don't think that she's ever not worn a dress. She just looks very fucking nice in a dress.
Okay. I mean, I won't disagree with you, but I will say that I think there's probably somebody in the world that looks better in a dress than Julianne Moore.
I don't know. She looks very fucking good.
I will say I was impressed with her ability to play a villain. I never thought that I'd see that. Has she played a villain before?
I don't know.
I mean, I bet she's probably played like a unhinged kind of person. I mean, she kind of played an unhinged kind of person in Crazy Stupid Love.
Huh.
Not unhinged, but like
going
trouble.
through something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was like a straight up maniacal villain in this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
so
because like when you play a villain in the Kingsman movie, you have to kind of go all the way.
Right. She was a cool, calm, and collected villain.
Yeah.
Wore a lot of dresses. Speaking of, has this person played this before? I apologize for not knowing this actor's name. Checked out his IMDb page and everything. Still, just don't have his name off the tip of my tongue. The guy who plays the president. Guess how many times he has played the president?
Well, he said he's never. Speaking of somebody who's never played that.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, I mean, yes, you did.
Saying like, I was saying we were discussing, has this person ever played this role before?
He's probably played like 6 times.
So
that guy just seems like he's typecast as a president.
Exactly. So he's played the president 3 times. He was the president in this movie. He was the president in the sequel to National Treasure, Book of Secrets.
Okay.
Ever heard of it? Which I think the fucking plot of that, I didn't see that movie. Like the plot of that movie may have been like, I'm gonna like fucking blank the president. Like I'm gonna fucking like steal the president or something.
I thought you meant like I'm gonna fuck the president. I was like, that doesn't seem like
the president.
Nicolas Cage. She's like, I'm gonna fuck the president.
Did you watch? That's the fucking brutal Nicolas Cage.
I know.
That was fucking.
I'm bad at impressions.
That
dude.
was
fuck off.
Fuck. What's his name? The guy from Love Actually, who ain't never getting his dick wet. Liam Neeson.
Yes, the little bitch.
Yeah,
little bitch crying over his widow.
Dead wife much? Yeah, that sounded like Liam Neeson.
Yes, I'm gonna find you.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck you.
I'm going to find the president of the United States, bruv.
I've got a special set of skills. I'm going to fuck you with
Did
them.
you, Andy Samberg, when he would go on Weekend Update as Nicolas Cage?
No.
Yeah, he would go on Weekend Update as Nicolas Cage. They'd be like, all right, something happened in the news, here to talk about it, and it would have fucking nothing to do with anything related to Nicolas Cage, and they would just like ask him questions about it, and he was just always in National Treasure mode, so everything would be like, I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. So one of them was like, he was like, well, I figured out how we can solve this. And he's like, okay, how? He goes, I'm going to eat the President of the United States. So
how many times has that guy played the president?
3 times, which I assumed it would be much higher. He did it in this movie, National Treasure, Book of Secrets. Also played JFK in a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is. Did you see Double Jeopardy?
Yes, with Ashley Judd.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
Ashley Judd also very hot person at all times.
Yes.
Still
Still
hot. Yeah, and what's cool about her is it's like, oh man, like Jennifer Aniston, she never looks old. Like Ashley Judd looks old, and she's just still like a hot old person. Yeah. Awesome.
You know what that means? She probably doesn't get a lot of work done, and she just looks like that, like normal.
What do you mean doesn't get a lot of work?
Like
done?
Surgery.
Oh yeah. That's like probably too old to work now.
She's just very unproductive.
Probably not getting a lot of
she
jobs.
Just sits around the house and doesn't do anything.
Old. Yeah, just a frumpy old lady. Would though. But
does that guy? You need to find out that guy's name because I want to know if he has any interest in playing the president in real life.
Well, he's Nick in Double Jeopardy.
Okay,
he's the husband.
Yeah, but he's not the president.
Yes. So how many times do you think that you're allowed to play a role like the president?
a role like the president, you should only be able to play that like once or twice.
So I think that's the answer. Once or twice.
Yeah. But here's
especially
the thing.
You can't be fucking doing like a bunch of sequels in action movies. That's weird. He's done it twice now in the sequel to an action movie.
Here's the thing. Theory here. What if National Treasure and the Kingsman takes place in the same universe?
Right. So that's why you can't, I think.
Because now people are making that connection.
No, I think that you can't, because I like to think that movies kind of exist in the same universe. So it would be fucked up if National Treasure Book of Secrets came out more than fucking 8 years ago, right?
Yeah, but does it...
How many terms this guy fucking serving?
True, but nothing's saying that the Kingsman doesn't take place in 8 years ago or whatever.
All of the technology is saying that the Kingsman does not take place 8 years ago.
Half of that technology doesn't even exist right now.
Elton John is playing old Elton John. He would have been younger if it took place 8 years ago. Ever think of that?
Maybe he just... the aging process accelerated because he got kidnapped and is being a jester for Julianne Moore's character.
No, because Pedro Pascal wouldn't have gotten that big a role if it took place 8 years ago. It would have been, the credits would have said, and introducing Pedro Pascal.
Well,
it didn't.
You know what? That's maybe not true, because Pedro Pascal, you're not a Game of Thrones person. Pedro Pascal played a big character in Game of Thrones.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
He did.
Oh, now I'm over Pedro Pascal. Fucking freak with his fucking Game Boy.
Okay. That's a great place to end for the Kingsman.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you didn't watch American Vandal on Netflix this weekend, did you?
I didn't. The only Netflix thing I did was Narcos.
Okay. That's probably because you were mentally preparing for Curb all weekend, and then you found out on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. We're recording this morning because we were like, we got to watch Curb first. And nope. I got some bad information, pass it along to you, and just
you got duped by some fake news.
Yeah.
But I watched the entire series of American Vandal on Saturday, and it was pretty great. You know Steve Peralt, who I do the Section 10 podcast with. His brother is a co-creator of American Vandal.
I don't know Steve.
Oh, okay.
No, but that's cool.
Yes, he co-created this.
I'm just kidding, Steve. I know, yeah.
I think he works for like Funny or Die or something, and this is basically like a mockumentary.
Oh, I have no fucking clue what it is. I got a lot of texts of like, "Are you watching American Vandal?" And I responded with nothing.
Yeah, I thought it was serious, but apparently it's not. It's a mockumentary, basically playing off of like those investigative podcasts and stuff like that.
Oh,
so it's like kind of pokes fun at Serial, kind of like Making a Murderer.
You didn't do Serial, right?
No, I did like 2 episodes of Serial, and then I was like, I don't like podcasts this much.
Yeah, like
I don't have
fucking listens to Serial. Get out of here.
So they poke fun at that. They poke fun at Making a Murderer, and it's basically about. So at this high school in California, somebody drew dicks on like all the teachers' cars in the parking lot, and they pin it on one kid. They kick him out of school, and then like another student at the school was like, "I'm going to make a documentary trying to prove who drew the dicks." And it goes into like this very serious investigation, and it goes on for like 8 episodes. Just it's yarns being spun, connections are being made. They're like finding skeletons in these people's closets, just trying to find out who drew the dicks. And it's fucking hilarious.
I'm loving this.
It's very, very funny.
I'm going to watch that on the fucking double. That was probably the best sales pitch you ever gave me. Yeah. You had me at some kids drew dicks. I think the drawn dicks is fucking hilarious. I feel mockumentaries are hard to do, and they're hard to do really well. Just ask Andy Samberg, because he's done like one of the best, and he's done like 44 of the worst.
I liked what's the tennis one?
Oh my god, that fucking sucked.
I like the tennis one.
That was
kind
the
of funny.
fucking 7 Days in Hell.
Yeah, I thought
you know what I
kinda
call
funny.
that movie?
At 90 minutes in
yeah.
hell?
I was like, you guys all know what the fucking thing's gonna be. Like, however long
I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh my god, it sucked. The only good part was the sex scene.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
What do they do? It's like
they just fuck on the court for like 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was really funny. But other
I'm
than
gonna
that,
sell you on that now if I need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really tough to make a mockumentary, and they really found an awesome sweet spot between like making really, really dumbass like a storyline that's centered around something so fucking stupid, but also taking it serious enough that you can like believe. Like I was actually hooked trying to find out who did the dicks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dead serious. I needed to know who drew the dicks.
Like, and if someone came in while you were watching it and was like, "What are you watching?" You would have done like a sigh and like rewound the last 3 seconds.
You can sell it as being like, this is serious.
Yeah,
because they take it serious enough that it can be sold as an actual documentary. So but the content itself is so fucking silly, and like the characters are kind of ridiculous enough that you're like, this is fucking hilarious.
So it's the Tenacious D of documentaries, mockumentaries. Yeah. That's pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to.
You definitely have to watch it.
Check that out. Did you watch Vice Principals?
I did watch Vice Principals.
Cool thing with Vice Principals, I will accept any fucking thing they do.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't fucking care who shot Gamby.
No, me neither. No.
And they've got to know that.
Right.
Although they taped it so long ago that maybe this definitely isn't a show where they were afforded the opportunity to see what's working and what's not. I think they all just shot it at once, right? I think they just probably banged out 2 seasons in a couple weeks, and now they're just fucking showing it. They've got to know, like, as you're watching this, like, the who shot Gamby thing isn't interesting. And a lot of the storylines aren't fucking interesting. I just fucking watch it and laugh the whole time.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's completely carried by Danny McBride and Walton Goggins.
Right, yeah. Like, it's
completely... Nobody else really...
It has, like, no substance that you... Like, it has substance, but nothing that you care about.
I like the cafeteria guy. I think that's the only character that I'm like...
Deshaun.
Yeah. I think he's the only other character when he's on screen. I'm like, nice.
Well, that's because he's the straight man. And that show... Like,
definitely
99%, like, he's not in a lot of the scenes.
Ray's a straight man too, but like also,
yeah,
he's also like a cuck. Basically,
you're right. Yeah,
it's hard to call him a cuck when he's the one actually having sex with Gamby's ex-wife,
right?
But he makes himself a cuck.
I will say that I'm living for the Gamby Snodgrass interactions now.
Yes,
they were pretty funny in season 1. But I think that the funniest part of season 2 so far is the interactions between Snodgrass.
I also really, really love that Snodgrass. I'm pretty sure it's a solid guess to say that Gamby's going to go over the edge now that he's seen Snodgrass with her rich boyfriend, or presumably her rich boyfriend. I like the timing of it because literally Gamby was a good guy for like 45 seconds, and then he saw her getting into that car, and now he's going to get sent over the edge and just become a monster again.
Yeah.
And I just love the setup of like, hey, Gamby's kind of coming around. This was a great learning process for him. He's going to be a better person because of it. And then like 45 seconds later, he just becomes a monster again.
I can't think of good examples, but it's a common device I think used in television where they just kind of paint the picture of what could be with like this is the growth,
like he's got it in him.
Could occur with this person,
but
and we're only showing it to you to just fucking torpedo it in a second, you know, to fucking like my favorite moment in film history is David Krumholtz's death in This Is the End. I've probably talked about it a million times where like they set up for a long time like
here's how we're going to save you.
Yeah.
And they go through 5 minutes, and then as soon as
they attempt it, he dies.
Yes.
Like
it's so great.
I just love I don't know what that kind of fucking humor is called, but that's my fucking kind of humor.
It's also like the episode of Silicon Valley where they spend the entire episode planning that like heist, and then it fails immediately.
It looks like they're setting up the whole season, and then he just fucking falls down in the season, and the episode ends. I was going to tweet this last night, but you know what? I turned off the Twitter for a second because we'll get.
You
to
had a
that.
rough day on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't have I had an
exhausting day on
yeah,
Twitter.
I was having fun the whole time, but it's one of those things, when like you listen to a song over and over again and you're like, man, I'm never getting sick of this song. And the second you step away from the song, you never want to fucking listen to it again.
Right.
You're not sick of it as it's going on. Like you're engaged, but then as soon as you step away from it, you're like, I'm fucking done with this. But I was going to tweet last night. It is quite abrupt that on Sunday nights, HBO has gone from Lawrence's shirts to Russell's shirts.
So they made fun of Russell in the episode yesterday. Like, where the fuck does he get his clothes and stuff?
Yeah,
Russell dresses awesome.
I fucking love his style.
Yeah,
but that fucking happens though. And
I also love that he is very committed to being stylish.
Yeah,
like he goes on a mission with Gambia in last night's episode, and he's like, I'm ready to get my hands dirty. I've been waiting for this. And he goes on a mission to get his hands dirty in a full suit.
Yeah, with like this nice floral shirt. He
excellently tailored.
I read this thing on like I don't know what it was in, but it was like here are some like tips to. This makes me sound like I'm reading Don't Kill Yourself books. Like I don't know how I came across this. I swear to God, it was like a Facebook thing or something. But like somebody posted something of like here are like a couple things to just like brighten your day, like small little like changes you can make that'll brighten your day. And one of them was like always dress like you're meeting someone you care about. Like so like if you have to go run an errand. Don't put on fucking like basketball shorts and a Harambe tank, which is what I do. It's like dress like you're going to like meet a friend or something.
I mean, I get it, but also there's just like times where you're just like, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
That's gonna take time.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's
that kind of person.
Like he will never be seen outside of his home not dressed to the nines. I love that.
Maybe I'm forgetting from the first season. But does he ever get accused of being gay?
I was thinking that. I think that it's like a undertone because of really his posture.
It's his posture, his mannerisms, but also like the way that he dresses, and that's a stereotype that gay men usually dress like flamboyantly and really well.
Yeah,
I feel like in that universe, he should get criticized a lot more for being gay, especially by Gambi.
Well, yeah, in that universe, definitely.
You're right.
It's all like fucking bottom rung shit. That would be the first thing that they call it. Yeah, I don't think that they ever do.
In like last night's episode would have been the time to do that because he was listening on all the teachers criticizing him and like without him in their presence, that would have been a time that he probably would have been called gay by somebody.
Yeah,
somebody I think that he should have fired.
I think that Russell fucking
he rules. I
love
him. What was I gonna say? Also, what was with the opening scene where what's his name?
Deshaun,
where he stabs himself, and then they never go back to that.
That was like the coldest cold open ever.
Yeah, and then they show him later in the episode. He doesn't have a bandage or a cut or anything. That was very confusing.
Was the most detached thing from everything else I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I didn't get it, but
so on the whole Twitter thing yesterday, did you know that Trump was a piss pants boy the other day and fucking basically dared, like he's daring a country to nuke us, dared every NFL player to take a knee.
To nuke us. Yes, he definitely did that. But you know what I hate about that? I don't know. I guess I should let you get to your thoughts here. But what I hate about that is that Colin Kaepernick, when he took a knee, he didn't take a knee. He took a knee to like protest injustice, like racism,
black kids getting shot,
police brutality in America, and like that was the narrative.
Yeah.
And now the narrative has been twisted, and now players are taking a knee because of the stuff that Trump said, and now the narrative is like all these guys are taking a knee because they don't agree with one guy's politics, and they're protesting against Trump, and that has been twisted, and that's not the fucking case.
So.
I mean, like to an extent, they're protesting what Trump said, but they're supporting Kaepernick. I feel like more so the message is they're protesting in support of Kaepernick and him being able to send that message.
Yeah, it's well, no, like yesterday it was a big middle finger to Trump. But
for sure.
But it's rooted in what Kaepernick started, and what drives me fucking crazy, I mean, it's not a shocker. No one fucking listens, or no one people hear what they want to hear. So they read into that as people are protesting America, and they're saying they hate America, they're saying they hate the troops, blah, blah. Like, it's just a coincidence that all the people who say that happen to have voted for Trump.
Right.
But if you watch Brandon Cooks's quotes yesterday, Devin McCourty's press conference, hear how articulate and eloquent they were in saying, like, here are the people I have in my life who are in the military. Here's who I know who died, this and that. I care so much about those people, and the worst part about this is that anybody could think that I'm protesting those people. We're doing this for equality. We're doing this for X amount of reasons. And then people are like, yeah, well, you just hate the troops, so it's really disrespectful. Like, who's really listen to Trump talk and then listen to Devin McCourty talk and tell me which guy sounds smarter to
yes.
you. Yeah.
And also, I think Chaps had a great take on it yesterday. It was like, these people who are so upset, like, they really think that the quote unquote troops like are this fragile, that they're going to be this bent out of shape by like a silent, peaceful protest.
Yeah.
Come on.
I had a troop was going at me hard yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I've seen a lot of troops being like, this is not disrespectful.
Right, and that was the only one I encountered.
We go and fight for like the ability to express yourself like this.
Yeah. So during the Patriots pre and post game show, that was like the main topic basically throughout the whole thing. And Troy Brown was fucking on fire. He was awesome. He was just fucking lighting up Trump. Basically just like explaining the viewpoint, which is like, again, like, here's what it is, and if you're gonna make it about something else, I'm sorry, but here's what it is. So, like, Troy Brown said some things. I agreed with everything Troy Brown was saying, and I said that to the people that were booing the Patriots for kneeling, because people were booing and they were screaming "Stand up," because that's what you do during the national anthem.
Yeah, that's how you respect. That's how you respect the national anthem, is by screaming at people during it.
Yeah. So Bert Breer was saying, like, you know, like, I defend Boston a lot against the Boston's just racist narrative, because that's overstated. And me personally, DJ Bean, I feel that's overstated. I think that it's a very, very, very bad look to, when racist things happen in Boston, say it didn't happen.
Yeah,
that would be an example of racism.
But I also don't like when something racist happens in Boston and everybody's like, Boston is so racist.
Right, yeah, exactly. So that was Bert Breer's stance, and I said, and so he was saying, like, the people who booed knew what they were doing, and they knew how they were representing Boston. So, like, as someone who says Boston isn't that racist, it upsets me that people, knowing that it would get that reaction,
because they're reinforcing that stereotype.
Right, exactly. You're giving the people who just want to say Boston's racist, you're giving them a vote.
Ammo, yeah.
So I said, like, it's your right under the First Amendment, which I still like. Fucking Piss Pants Boy does not.
Yes.
It's your right to boo someone who's kneeling during the national anthem. It's your right to call them an asshole for doing that. It's your right to say that you feel they hate America. But in doing so, when they've explained to you a million fucking times why they're taking that knee, then you're going to get called racist. And you have to fucking wear that people are going to call you racist.
Also, not to mention, if you're booing and yelling during the national anthem, you're also kind of validating their right to kneel during the national anthem.
Oh, yeah. Well, spare me the shit about, like, I fucking love America, love the troops, all that. Spare me the fucking shit about the sanctity of all this stuff, right? Like, if you fucking voted for Trump and you're going to act like America is your, like, number one priority and the Constitution and all that shit, again, guy went on fucking TV, or guy gave this speech Friday saying, I fucking hate the First Amendment, and you agree with it because you also don't like players kneeling. The bigger fucking picture there is that two things: a president who says he's for America is saying, I don't like freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Another thing, the guy that fucking said, I'm going to fucking save all these jobs and I'm the fucking Republican, we're going to get all this money back, is saying, don't participate in a fucking $1 million corporation or $1 billion corporation. Let's let the NFL fail. Not a fucking smart guy.
Also, and like the guy who would refuse to call out the people carrying swastikas and Nazi symbols,
right,
and like the basically clear symbols of racism in Charlottesville and other places, was way stronger to call out a peaceful protest.
Right. I again, politically and in everything, I subscribe to the Chris Rock line that anyone who makes up their mind on things in a kind of blanket way is a fool. I have specific areas of this whole issue where I do disagree with the most left-leaning people. I think, for example, like I had a problem with Shady McCoy, how he went about it. Did you see him during the national anthem?
No.
He just fucking acted like it wasn't happening. He was like stretching, he was doing jumping jacks, he was doing shit like that. That to me is unnecessarily disrespectful. People who are taking a knee and
they're observing the national anthem, but they're doing it differently.
Yes.
And yeah,
exactly.
I agree with you.
So anyway, so like I said some things on that pregame show. Troy Brown said a lot of things. He's as usual a lot smarter than me, but most people watching, like, you know, they tweet like that, like that's awesome, like goals, you're the fucking man, love you.
That's your normal response.
One person, what's that?
That's your normal response.
Yeah, one person just said you have great eyebrows. So you know, a lot of that usual, but it was like 90%.
Get this guy, get this clown off my TV.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like there was a lot of what am I supposed to tell my kids?
Oh, Jesus
yes.
Christ.
That was great. So I didn't realize they replay those shows.
No.
Yeah. So like it was like 8:30 or something, and I was just like on my computer, and all of a sudden like they would just like
ding, ding,
blow
ding,
up
ding,
in
ding.
like little like 20-minute spurts. So basically, like every time they cut
That's
to me,
amazing.
it would just be like a bunch of fucking people who don't follow me, who don't know me or whatever. So that was fun. I'll tell you, I was on a fucking muting spree. I'm usually too lazy to mute. I was fucking.
I will say, anytime I mention something political or about Trump or whatever, that's when the most mutes come out, because it's like there's like such strong reactions. And I mean, like yesterday I tweeted about the Penguins going to the White House, accepting the invitation, and some guy was like, they should go. The only reason they should go. They're all white, and the only reason that people don't like Trump is because he's white and they're racist. And that is the most wrong take ever. So I muted that person. But like also to do the Penguins thing real quick, I don't have a problem with them going to the White House. Honestly, like they're adults.
Yeah,
they can make that fucking decision if they want to go to the White House. But I do have a problem with saying like they're keeping politics out of it and they're visiting the White House. Visiting the White House is inherently political. Like you are opening up the door to yourself and your organization being associated with that presidency, with that person, with that office. So like to say they're keeping politics out of it, it's impossible to keep politics out of it if you're visiting the White House. I will say they're adults, and like I would have a tough time telling that those adults, no, you shouldn't go do this thing, especially when it's like they earn that trip. It's a rare opportunity to go to the White House to experience that. It's something that they may not ever have again. So I understand if they want to go and they disagree with the politics of Trump or whatever. Like, I'm fine with it.
And also,
but you know what you're getting yourself into. You know who you're associating with.
Right.
it's your choice if you want to do that.
Yeah. I'll say, I mean, hockey players like Trump.
Yeah.
I think that it's more just rooted in like I'm American, you know, like that. It's weird. Like what bums me out is like the love of America, becomes kind of tunneled into I want to fucking bomb everything and the fucking blue jeans on a fucking Friday night and shit like that. And America means so many fucking different things, like. And that's what pisses me off. Like, it sucks that, like, fucking the Oscars, the White musical won Best Picture, and everyone fucking cheered, and they were all fucking happy. And then they said, "Wait a second, we fucked up. Actually, the gay black movie won instead." And everybody fucking had the same fucking reaction. I wish that, like, there you could be like, I'm fucking proud to be an American, you know? Like, that's like a cool fucking American moment. That's like a fucking sign that we celebrate everyone. We like good shit. We like good people. Everyone is equal. That sort of thing. But instead, when you get into the whole, like, I love America, like, America, 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 it's fucking... like Uncle Sam and Eagles and fucking booing people for protesting racial inequality.
I thought you meant the Eagles, not Eagles.
No,
so I was like, the Eagles, like
no,
it's not the thing.
Are you talking about the band or the football team? Oh, I thought you meant
like liking the Eagles like the most American thing you can do.
I was going to be like, Philadelphia. I don't think he is America. I don't think it counts as anything. Philadelphia is like Puerto Rico. It's
a wasteland.
By the way, see what happened in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, that shit is like basically a wasteland.
Get fucking
Not
ready.
talking about that now.
Get ready, because that's what's gonna fucking happen. So like what they're going through right now with no fucking power infrastructure, that's fucking coming. So buy your fucking peanut butter
and buy your merch. Buy your season 3 merch.
And buy your use the promo code. We don't have a promo code right now. Just type in thanks boys winky face and it will tell you there's some sort of error, but if you just push through it you can get all the stuff for the same amount. Brunch.
Thanks. Check us out on See It On Us Radio.